Yeah, what advice do you have for a player that's a good high school player that maybe I'm going to play Division 3 college or
Hmm.
do some intramurals or that how do they make that shift? Or even a college player that doesn't get to play in the pro or a
Hmm.
pro that doesn't get to last long or when it's over, how do you deal with that?
Well, you can become a coach, which is what I did.
Right?
But now, interesting enough for me, that's 47 years of that, and that may be coming to an end, and I don't have any idea what I'm going to do with myself. But I think more than anything else, the biggest thing you have to do is you have to find a way to stay active
Okay.
and find a way to because you didn't get if you wanted to play football at Division 3, okay, or you kept doing jujitsu long after you got out of high school. I mean,
Right?
you were up at Tech, and I know you were doing it up there
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
every once in a while I'd get a video, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so of you, in little events and so forth,
Sure. Sure.
and you know I think one of the things that people either retire because they can't do it at the level they used to be able to. Someone tells them they can't do it at the level that they used to be
Yeah.
able to.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you still have that competitive
Yeah.
inside you?
Yeah.
Okay. Then find ways to,
Find some other sport, find
exact
something.
something that helps you do it. For me, what happened later in my life is what I do is I jog. I try to do some. I'm pretty much a body weight exercise guy. I used to be a bit of a weightlifter, but I'm really not anymore.
Yeah.
But you know, to get, a lot of times you end up competing with yourself,
Right.
and I think that's if it comes down to that. But let's be honest. I think while I was still playing, while you were playing, well into my 50s, I was playing pickup basketball.
Oh, cool.
At we'd open up the gym over at school, and
Oh, cool.
and I played softball for a long time, stuff like that, where I got to go out and compete. And yeah, you're having fun, but still a lot of that allows you to keep doing it. My nephew played baseball at South Western in Georgetown.
Okay.
He's back now. He's 30. He's still playing, old man hardball. He and buddies. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, that's cool.
And they like go ahead and do that stuff, you know, and I'd say, try to stay active. I know a lot of people pick up golf and tennis and just anything that's going to make you
Yeah.
give you that opportunity to. If worse comes to worse, you're competing against yourself. A lot of people go in the weight room, and that's what they do.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, you're seeing, how strong you can get, how physical, you can get. Endurance stuff. Why do, however many people go out and run the different
The
marathons,
marathons?
1,500,
Yeah.
more people running marathons and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's
And you
nuts.
look at them running it, and you're going, okay, they don't look like marathoners, but you know what? They're athletes because they go out. Because if they're running that, they prepared themselves to do it.
Yeah.
So, you don't have to be an elite
Right.
athlete to be an athlete.
Yeah.
Okay. You just have to have the want to get out there and do it and are willing to do it,
Yeah.
at the highest level you can.
That's what I always tell people about doing jiu-jitsu tournaments, because a lot of people are just flat out scared to lose. And in a tournament setting, if there's 20 people in it, 19 of them are going to lose.
Absolutely.
So the chances of you losing are good. So you got to deal with like, okay, if I do enough of these, I'm going to lose, and how am I going to respond to that, right?
Right.
But I always try to make the analogy like, hey, out of the 1,500 people that ran the marathon, or the 5 people that that ran the marathon, did you say like, what place did you get?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, nobody ever says what place did you get when you run the marathon. You just, good job, you ran the marathon.
Absolutely, you did.
Good job, you got out there and did your jiu-jitsu tournament, or you did your basketball thing, or it's just about staying active.
The opportunity to compete, okay, is a blessing.
That's cool.
I think.
Yeah.
The opportunity to compete is a blessing. Why does someone,
Huh.
stay involved in coaching for as long as I have? Because I got to compete. It was me against that other team. It was us against that other group. All those 47 years, I had a group.
Opportunity. I'm writing that one down. Opportunity to compete.
Absolutely.
Because not everybody gets an opportunity to
Absolutely.
I've never looked at it like that. That's cool.
But one of the things that you just said, though, is important that people need to understand. Okay, if you're going to compete, you can't be afraid to lose.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. You just throw your best out there. Okay,
Yeah.
and make sure every opportunity to compete also is a learning experience, win or lose.
Win or lose. Yeah.
You know,
Evaluating it.
let's be honest. When we rolled out on August, whatever date we started back when you were playing, we're going to win the state championship. That's our goal.
Right.
One team wins the state championship.
Right.
Exactly. And, so if every team has 60 and, you just think about the number of people that didn't, does that make all those guys losers? No.
Right.
By no means. Okay.
Right.
And see, so don't get me wrong. Outcomes are important.
Yeah.
That's why they have a scoreboard.
Right.
That's why they put points up in the jiu-jitsu matches.
Right.
I mean, they're important, okay?
Yeah.
All right? But it's just as significant, depending on where you are in your life and in your skill level, it's just as significant that your ass walks out there and bangs his head on the mat, hands on the mat, and say, let's do this.
Yeah.
And then does it.
Sign up and show up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Because, that's the old Teddy Roosevelt adage, okay, of the man in the arena. It's not the critic who counts. It's the person that gets in and, fails mightily and continues to fail and at best knows the thrill of victory and at worst knows the agony of loss, but is not with the cold and lonely souls who never know victory nor defeat.
Right.
Okay. And you know as well as I do, okay, that winning, okay, it's not a destination, but it is a journey to become a winner.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't win, boom, you walk in and you haven't done any work to win. You haven't had any setbacks to win. All these guys that are these studs doing the stuff that they do, they've spent a lot of time in gyms getting their face punched and kicked and thrown to the ground or knocked back in football or whatever it might be, run over if they're a defensive guy, drop passes, didn't throw them well. I mean, if there isn't that side of it and you don't learn from that side of it, whatever it is you need to learn, whatever you need to take from it, then, the winner and loser thing, to me, is not nearly as significant as the doer. The doer.
Yeah.
He steps out there and he does it.
Yeah.
Okay? And then, I can't stand there on the side and never done it and go, well, he ain't worth a shit, but because the fact of the matter is, pardon me, because the fact of the matter is he is.
Yeah.
Because he had the intestinal fortitude, let me put it this way, to step out and, put himself out there and say, okay, I'm going to throw myself at this and I'm going to give the best effort that I can.
Yeah.
And am I going to get better as I get, the more I do it?
I got really present to that. I love. There's a Winston Churchill quote that's similar. Something like, success isn't permanent, neither is failure.
Absolutely.
Like it's continuing to go is what matters.
Absolutely.
I experienced that. I competed pretty heavily until I was about 32. Had a back injury, got married, had kids, chilled on the competition scene for almost a decade, and then in my 40s, I jumped back in, kind of my George Foreman, old guy. Have some fun, get in there, return, and my nerves, I was so much more nervous in my 40s. Maybe I just had more testosterone pumping through my body in my 20s and 30s. But first time out there, I mean, I got smoked. Second time out there, got smoked. Third time out there, I lost, but barely lost. Then I won by a little bit. Then, so it started getting better. And I've noticed that the more I do it, the nerves chill out a little bit. It's more routine. Having that tournament that I signed up for helps me eat better, sleep better, not miss my workouts, dot my I's, cross my T's. Having something on my calendar to go compete in, the rest of my life works way better. I might have some stomach acid for a day or two prior to the event, but the overall benefit is so much better.